Hey everyone, my name is Jo Tremaine and I am the Director of Professional Learning for Texas Leadership Public Schools. And you are here for our very first episode of Instruction in Motion. And my very first guest is Miss
Maynard.
Woo! What do you teach?
I teach kindergarten.
And where do you teach?
I teach at Trinity Leadership.
Holla!
Yeah.
All right, so here's one of the things that we did. We had an opportunity to watch her teach reading, one of those components of active learning, in motion. And we're gonna watch this video real time together. She has not seen it yet. This is awesome. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so as we're watching the video, we're gonna talk about what you see, what's going on. We're just gonna talk, right?
Okay.
Because the big piece that I want you to really hit on is how did you prepare for that moment of delivering that reading piece for the students to be able to understand it.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
High five.
Wish me luck.
I wish you luck. Here we go.
I just got some thinking caps on. Everybody put it on for me. Help me put that thinking cap on. Okay, let's think about these letter sounds. We're doing good. Everybody say
think so
bell.
far?
Say it again for me. Say bell. Here we go.
Comprehend.
Bell. B.
So I'm gonna pause it for a second. Talk to us about what you were just doing now. Because I heard you make a sound.
Yes.
And so walk us through what that looks like.
So I was breaking down the sounds in a word.
Okay.
And I wanted them to catch the beginning sound.
Okay.
So if the word on there was bell, so I had them do A.
Okay.
And so the verse, to get that beginning sound, we do b.
Okay.
And then we did it twice so we can hear for the word bell.
Repetition.
Yes.
Okay.
So bell.
Bell.
Yes.
Okay.
And I wanted them to practice finger motion so when we get into blending, they'll start learning how to blend.
Okay. All right, let's keep going.
B. Can you put that up for me? I know, girl. I know we're tired, but we're going to push through. We have lunch coming up. Everybody say goat. Say goat. Show me A. Come on, Raider. Show me A. Go.
I'm going to point out a strategy that you use. It's not a reading piece, but you call the student by their name.
I do.
I want you to know that's a huge strategy. Why do you think that's a huge strategy?
I feel like because it lets them know, like, oh, she's talking to me, and not just everybody. And that I see you, I feel you, and we're right there.
How
Just
does
keep
that
pushing.
help with reading?
I feel like you're able to encourage them
Okay.
and reach them personally.
Okay. And the other strategy I want to point out, when the student, I guess, kind of made a comment, and you're like, I know we got to push through lunch. What stood out to me about that strategy that you use, you didn't demean them. So you don't use negative things as a strategy.
No.
Why? I mean, why do it this way?
Well, I'm a positive person, and so I'm right there with them when you're talking about you hungry, because I make sure people eat. But I want her to understand, like, I'm right there with you, but we just have a few more minutes.
Yeah.
And as long as we push through and we learn, we're gonna get to the lunch.
Perfect.
One thing at a time.
Perfect. Okay, let's finish this up.
Hey, that's it. On for
While you're watching this, is there something that you would go back and tweak?
You take your time. Don't worry about that, okay?
I feel like maybe what I could start doing also with RGR is bringing them to the carpet.
And when you say RGR, really great reading.
Yes. I can also start bringing them more to the carpet,
Yep.
especially on this piece.
So you said, repeat that again. You said you would bring them to the carpet. Why?
Because it's more up close, and I could actually see who's more engaged. And instead of them slouching on the table, they can be seated up and really giving the sounds.
Okay. And is there a particular way that you would bring them to the carpet, or would you just say, come to the carpet?
No, usually I play a carpet song, and so it teaches them crisscross applesauce, and then they shake. It's a transitional song that I like using, and then when it's done, we start.
So what I love, what you just did there, and when I say love, meaning what I noticed that you just did is when I asked, was there something that you would tweak? You immediately went to, I would change their position of where they are. But you wouldn't change how you're teaching that concept because you feel like that reading piece that you're doing, that's hitting the target of that skill that they need to learn. Is that correct? Okay.
Yes.
Jump, 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 jump. Jay, right. But let's all do it again. Jump, jump, jump.
Can you talk to me a little bit about we get to the very end here pretty soon. I want you to think about this word internalization, right? Because you had to really internalize your lessons to get this done, right?
Yes.
I want us to talk about that here for a second.
But we're gonna switch it. I'm gonna switch it. Look, you get the sound.
Oh, the voices of kids who get it.
Yes.
How does that make you feel?
I love it. Because then it lets me know I'm doing something right.
Right.
Because they're able to take it in and then they're able to see how they're grasping as well
Very
with
good.
the encouragement.
So internalizing a lesson. Okay,
Yes.
when you hear that, right, what does that mean to you?
Work. But good work.
Yes.
So you have to take in the vocabulary words that they have to learn,
Okay.
even hand motions.
Okay.
Because we do different ones so that they learn the sound in a word.
You see, see how you.
And I talk with my hands.
You do, but you were like, and I know what that is. That's called Reading Academy.
Hey, there you go.
I am also a proud member.
Hey, we completed, right?
We did. All right,
Hard
good job. But when you're internalizing a lesson, when you actually sit down, what are some tips that you would like to share regarding what helps you to be able to sit down and really pay attention to the objective and the context and the vocab and unpacking the text and really just letting all of it just speak to you off the page in such a way that you're able to annotate and pick out the pieces that you know your students need to learn in order to do the work, right? What is something that you've learned about internalizing that you would like to share with others to help them be successful with it?
So for me, I love sticky notes. So I feel like everything's on a sticky note. I know, it's crazy. I can't remember first. They work, right?
Yes, they do. They do.
So I write down vocabulary words on the sticky notes. I write down the key terms that's within the lesson. So maybe it's learning sound instead of saying letter.
Okay.
So that way you know you need to say sound instead of letter.
Okay.
Also, when I teach like our sight words, I like using hand motions.
Very
I've
good.
noticed a lot of my kids pick up on those with hand signs. We probably look like we do sign language all day,
Yeah.
but that's okay.
Yeah, it is.
So when they get
is.
it down like have, we move our hands to say have.
Okay.
Or is, we spin it around like a little circle, we say is.
Okay.
But they're able to grasp it, and I have to think like them. How can they learn it?
Very good.
So someone's putting my head into a child's head.
Well, my final question for you is, how has this process for you been beneficial to be able to be recorded, watch it, and then look back and just go, oh, that's something I can tweak, and then talking about how internalizing helped you to get to this place of your kids being able to have that moment we just heard on tape, right? How has this process been beneficial for you today?
It's very welcoming, like and eye-opening, because I'm able to see things that I could work on, and then also I'm able to see how they are taking in the lesson.
Okay.
They are learning.
Yeah.
They are interested in it. They like it. It's
yes.
fun.
Very good. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Congratulations for being a part. I really do appreciate you being willing to do this with us today.
You're
Because
welcome.
It's a big thing to be able to be a part of something that's new and scary at the same time, because you're not really sure how it's going to all end up. But I just want you to know, on behalf of Texas Leadership Public Schools, thank you for being willing to do the R piece of the active learning.
No problem.
And to really internalize and take in what it means to do the work. Because when you said work, I felt it, but not in a negative way. I felt your, like, that passionate piece of the work, and you got a for me, like biting an apple.
That dedication.
One of those. You got one of those for me today. All right. So again, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're
You're
so
welcome.
welcome. All right. This is it for our instruction in motion. So we're going to end it with, you ready?
Okay.
Instruction in motion. Instruction in motion. Bye, everyone.